All right, so we're diving deep today, and you've given us quite a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
This deep dive is going to be about modern masculinity, and you send over Cafe for Two, Decoding Masculinity. Just that title, Cafe for Two. Decoding Masculinity, What Men Live By.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like this novel's going to get into some heavy stuff, expectations, loneliness, happiness.
Yeah.
Even looks like fear, pain, and war. Plus, you've included some powerful quotes about masculinity going way back in history.
Yeah, some great thinkers have weighed in on this.
So it looks like we're after some serious insight today, huh?
Absolutely. And what I think is so fascinating is the use of fiction.
Right.
We can explore these themes not just as abstract theories, but through the lives of the characters.
Right, and that kind of makes it more relatable, right?
Exactly. These aspects of masculinity can feel real in a way that sometimes gets lost in just talking about them.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that really struck me right away, just skimming this novel, is this paradox.
Oh, yeah.
Men are expected to be strong, stoic.
Right.
But that can really lead to being isolated.
Right.
And having trouble forming genuine connections.
Yeah. It's like a silent struggle in a lot of ways.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a silent struggle. And it's interesting because it makes me think, as a listener's passion interest.
Right.
There's a lot of pressure in your world, too.
There is.
To always be performing, to always be on.
Right.
And could that be preventing some really deep connections?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the need to project that image of strength.
Yeah.
It can really prevent you from letting people see the real you.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. And it makes me think about that part in the book. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
The guy sitting alone in the castle.
Oh, yeah. He seems to have it all. Successful.
Successful, right.
Yeah.
Even attractive.
Right, but he's deeply lonely.
But he's so lonely.
And that really seems to resonate with a lot of men today.
It does. It really, really does.
Yeah.
And I think this novel really gets into why that is.
For sure. And one of the key things that comes up is, men are really driven to achieve
Right.
material success. But the novel argues that true happiness actually comes from love and connection.
Right, yeah.
But there's a real catch there.
What's that?
Fear.
Fear, huh?
Fear often holds men back from actually, opening up enough to experience love.
It's like they build up a wall. Right?
Yeah, an invisible wall.
Yeah, an invisible wall around themselves. And, it makes me think about that quote that you included, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Boldness belongs to the man who fears God more than any other man.
Right. Yeah.
And I know they may not seem directly related, but isn't it possible that fear,
Sure.
whether it's fear of judgment or rejection, fear of not being good enough,
Right.
could that be what's preventing men from opening up?
Absolutely. And it makes you really examine the role that fear plays in our lives.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And you might think, well, a society like Sweden,
Right.
really high quality of life,
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect loneliness to be a problem.
Right.
But you sent over this detail about a hug party
Oh, yeah.
organized by the Swedish Red Cross.
Especially around Christmas time.
Right.
It's so poignant because here's this country
Yeah.
known for happiness.
Yeah, social safety net.
Yeah, social safety net.
Yeah.
And yet there's this underlying ache,
There is.
especially among men.
Right. And it challenges the assumption that just having those material needs met
Right.
is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not, right?
It's not.
It's not. And it makes me think about, another theme that keeps coming up in this novel, responsibility.
Oh, yeah. Right. The author's really emphasizing it.
Repeatedly emphasizing it.
Yeah.
For themselves, their families, and the wider world.
Right. Yeah.
And you've included some amazing quotes about men taking charge, shaping history, being leaders.
Yeah. Going all the way back.
But in the 21st century, things have changed so much.
They have.
What does it really mean
Yeah.
to be a, quote, responsible man?
Right. It's definitely not as simple as it used to be.
It's not.
Yeah.
And the novel really doesn't shy away from that, does it?
No. There are so many examples in the book that illustrate this.
Like the one with the boy who's abandoned.
Oh, right. He finds solace in books,
Yeah.
builds a successful life. And it's like, on the one hand, you admire his resilience.
You do.
But it makes you think about, well, what are the systemic issues that led to that abandonment in the first place?
Right.
Right. So it's like individual responsibility is crucial.
Right.
But but we can't ignore the bigger picture either.
You can't. And that makes me think about fatherhood and mentorship,
Oh, absolutely.
which the novel really emphasizes.
Yeah.
You know, the role fathers and mentors play in shaping young men.
For sure. And you included that quote
Yeah.
about how important a father's encouraging words are.
Right.
And when boys don't have that,
Right.
I mean, the consequences can be profound.
They really can.
Yeah.
They really, really can.
Yeah.
And you know what? It makes me think about that story of Agesilaus,
Oh, wow. Yeah. The Spartan King.
the Spartan king. Yeah, he had a disability,
He did.
but, you know, he went on to become a legend,
Right. Defying all odds.
defying all odds.
And what's so inspiring about that is that it shows that true masculinity
Right.
isn't defined by those limitations
Right.
or even external appearances.
It's internal, right?
It really is. It's about resilience. It's about inner strength.
Yeah.
And it's about striving for excellence.
No matter what. In this novel, it really echoes that, doesn't it?
It does. It completely rejects those more superficial measures
Right.
like wealth, looks, status.
And it argues that true masculinity comes from within.
It does, from character, values, integrity.
And it's so easy to get caught up in those superficial things, you know?
It is, especially in today's world. You know, social media and everything. It's tough.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's that story in the novel about the successful CEO.
Oh, right. Right. He had it all.
He's insecure about his height.
Yeah. Insecure about his height.
It just shows you. I mean, even when it looks like
Yeah.
you've got it all,
You never really know what someone's struggling with.
you don't. It makes me think about that quote. Man is never so manly as when he feels deeply,
Oh, yeah.
acts boldly, and expresses himself with frankness and fervor.
That's powerful.
So powerful. So how can men live by that today?
Well, I think it starts with redefining what it means to be a man.
Okay.
You know, it's not about suppressing those emotions. It's
Uh-huh.
about embracing them,
Wow.
expressing them authentically,
Yeah.
and using them to fuel, bold action.
So true. So it sounds like the novel's saying strength comes from vulnerability.
That's right. That willingness to be fully human, to be open.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's this idea in the book, too, about surrendering.
Surrendering.
Yeah, to something greater than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily mean like religion, although it could be that for some people.
Right.
But it's more about letting go of that need to control,
Control, yeah.
to be right all the time. Yeah.
So is it about recognizing that we don't have all the answers?
Absolutely. And that true strength can come from, admitting our limitations
Right.
and seeking help from others.
Okay. So maybe it's about choosing love over power.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a pretty radical idea.
It is in today's world.
It is, in a world that seems to reward competition and aggression.
Right. You included that quote from the Bible, there is no fear in love,
Right.
but perfect love drives out fear because fear involves punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love.
And it suggests that choosing love means letting go of that need to, to dominate,
To control.
to punish.
Yeah.
It's about embracing vulnerability.
And trusting in connection.
Exactly.
Like-
And that leads to a very important point that the novel makes about purpose.
Okay.
Finding the why of your existence.
The why.
Yeah, and that this purpose is often about serving others, contributing to something bigger than yourself.
It makes me think about that quote you included by Viktor Frankl.
Oh, yeah.
A man who becomes aware of the responsibility he bears toward a human being who lovingly awaits him, or to an unfinished work, will never be able to throw away his life. He knows the why for his existence, and will be able to bear almost any how.
That's a powerful reminder that even in the face of suffering, our lives do have meaning.
Right. And so much of that meaning comes from connection.
It does, from love, from responsibility.
And it seems like this whole conversation, it's really challenging those traditional definitions of masculinity.
Oh, absolutely. Society often defines masculinity in such narrow terms.
Right.
But true masculinity isn't about conforming to any one standard. It's about forging your own path, defining what it means to be a man on your own terms.
Yeah. It's so interesting, isn't it? Because society's always trying to put us in these boxes.
It is. But that's not what this is about. It's about self-discovery. It's about questioning.
Right.
It's about constant evolution.
You included a quote from Dostoevsky. There is only one way to salvation, and that is to make yourself responsible for all men's sins.
It's about owning our mistakes, learning from them,
Yeah.
striving to be better.
So powerful.
It is. And it's about recognizing our shared humanity,
Yeah.
taking responsibility for, creating a more just and compassionate world.
Yeah. Now, the novel also talks about how the roles of women in society have changed.
Right. And it's an important point.
So many women pursuing their own aspirations.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is.
Yeah. You included a quote from Proverbs that speaks to this.
Oh, yeah.
Every wise woman builds her house, but the foolish one tears it down with her own hands.
Right. So it suggests that women, just like men, they have agency.
They do.
Yeah, they have the power to shape their own lives.
Absolutely. And their choices have consequences.
But in a world where women are increasingly independent
Right.
and assertive,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what does that mean for the dynamic between men and women?
That's a great question. And I think the novel explores that in a really nuanced way.
Okay.
The book talks about men being drawn to feminine women,
Okay.
women who embody softness, grace, and nurturing. Those qualities can feel
Rare.
a little rare
In today's world.
in a world that values assertiveness and independence so much.
Right. So how do we reconcile those desires?
I think maybe it's not about finding women who fit a certain mold,
Okay.
but about recognizing and appreciating the strengths of both masculine and feminine energies in ourselves and in our relationships.
So creating relationships that really honor and celebrate those differences.
Exactly. Not trying to fit into outdated roles.
Right, right. And that requires honesty,
It does.
open communication.
And absolutely. And the novel emphasizes that throughout.
Like in that passage where the main character is talking about how, most unhappiness in relationships
Right.
stems from unspoken expectations.
Right. And it's such a simple truth, but we forget it so often.
We do. So we need to articulate our needs.
We do, clearly and honestly. And be willing to really listen to our partners.
Yeah. And to work through those challenges together.
Absolutely. Not just shut down or withdraw.
Right. Right. It's tough though, right? Because the novel also doesn't shy away from the pain of divorce.
No, it doesn't. It acknowledges the emotional toll it takes, especially on men.
Yeah. Like that scene where the main character talks about feeling like a part of him has been torn away.
It's heartbreaking. And, men often suffer in silence.
I do.
Burdened by shame and loneliness. Right.
It's so important to create space for them to process those emotions.
It is. And to seek support.
Absolutely. And, that leads us to another heavy topic that the novel dives into.
Yeah.
The impact of war on men.
Yeah, war. You included that Tolstoy quote, "War is so unjust and ugly that all who wage it must try to stifle the voice of conscience within themselves."
It's a sobering reminder of the human cost of war,
Yeah.
both on the battlefield
Right.
and in the hearts and minds of those who fight.
And it raises a lot of questions
It does.
about the roles that men are expected to play.
Right. The nature of violence.
Right. And the long-lasting consequences of trauma.
Absolutely. Trauma is a huge part of this.
It is. And it seems like the novel's saying true courage isn't just physical strength.
Right.
It's about moral integrity.
It is.
Yeah.
Standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult.
Yeah.
And taking responsibility
Responsibility.
for our actions, both individually and collectively,
Yeah.
working to create a more peaceful and just world. Yeah. It seems like a major theme that's emerging here is that true masculinity isn't about fitting into some kind of box.
Right. It's about embracing that full spectrum of human experience. The good, the bad, the everything.
Right, and that includes.
The challenges, the struggles.
Yeah.
The doubts, the uncertainty.
It makes me think about that quote by Oscar Wilde.
Oh, yeah.
Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives a mimicry. Their passions a quotation.
It's about breaking free from those external pressures
Yeah.
to conform, finding your own voice, living authentically.
That's powerful.
It is. Pursuing your passions, making a difference in the world in your own way.
That's a powerful message for men of all ages, really.
It really is. It's never too late
Yeah.
to embark on that journey.
And to define what it means to be a man on your own terms.
Exactly. On your own terms.
The novel also talks about faith and spirituality.
It does. For some men, that's a real source of strength and guidance.
Yeah. There's that part where the main character talks about finding peace
Right.
and meaning through surrendering to a higher power.
It's a good reminder that there's more to life than just, the material world.
Right.
Sometimes the answers lie beyond ourselves.
And it also celebrates nature, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. The beauty and the power of the natural world.
There's several scenes I noticed where the characters they kind of find solace and inspiration out in nature.
It's that connection to something larger than ourselves. You know, it nourishes the soul.
It does.
It brings peace, perspective.
Yeah. It's like nature gives us a mirror, reflecting back our own beauty and strength.
Absolutely. And speaking of inner strength, I'm really struck by how much the novel emphasizes living in the present moment.
Living in the present. Yeah, you included that Buddha quote.
Right. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment.
It's a good reminder that happiness isn't something you achieve in the future.
No, it's something you cultivate here and now. Yeah.
It's about being present in each experience, appreciating the little things.
Letting go of those anxieties.
Exactly.
Regrets about the past.
Yeah. And, the novel also encourages us to embrace uncertainty, embrace change.
To step outside those comfort zones.
Yeah.
Right.
True growth comes from that.
Yeah, you included that Heraclitus quote, "The only constant is change."
Right. And so often we try to resist it.
I do.
But it's the only way to truly live.
Yeah. Embrace the unknown.
That's right.
With courage and curiosity. You know, one thing that really stands out to me from the novel is this focus on self-awareness.
Oh, yeah.
Really understanding our strengths, our weaknesses, our values.
Right. What motivates us?
What motivates us.
Yeah.
Getting to know ourselves.
Deeply. And from that place of self-knowledge,
Yeah.
you can start making conscious choices.
About how we want to live.
That's it. How you want to live your life.
It also seems like the novel's challenging that traditional idea of masculinity as being solely about strength and stoicism. Absolutely. It shows men as complex beings capable of a wide range of emotions.
Right.
Suggesting that true strength comes from embracing vulnerability,
Right.
embracing empathy, and that capacity for connection.
And that vulnerability is not a weakness.
It's not. It's a source of strength.
It's a source of strength.
It allows us to connect on a much deeper level.
Yeah.
To build more meaningful relationships.
I'm also really struck by the emphasis on taking responsibility, both for our own lives and the well-being of others.
Yeah, that's a powerful message. The Roosevelt quote you included. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Stepping up, doing what needs to be done.
That's it.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard, and being accountable for our actions.
Absolutely. The novel also seems to suggest that true masculinity is about finding that balance between our personal and professional lives.
It is. It's not about sacrificing one for the other.
Right.
It's about finding a way to integrate them.
Harmoniously.
Harmoniously.
Yeah, yeah. And, another thing that I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts on, the novel's exploration of fatherhood.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. The novel portrays fathers as playing a crucial role in their children's lives.
Yeah.
Emphasizing that need to provide guidance, support, and unconditional love.
Yeah. And there's that quote from the novel that really gets to the heart of this. A father's love is a powerful force that can shape a child's destiny.
Our words and actions as fathers, they really have a profound impact.
They do. They really do.
And we have a responsibility to be the best we can be.
Absolutely. And to be present physically and emotionally.
That's it. To create that loving and supportive environment.
Yeah. The novel gets into the emotional side of all of this, too.
Okay.
It doesn't shy away from the pain that men experience.
No, there's a real rawness to it.
Yeah.
It's willing to explore those feelings of loneliness, fear, grief, things that men often try to suppress.
Yeah. Like that story, The Abandoned Boy,
Oh, yeah.
who finds solace in books. You really feel his pain, his isolation. You do.
But then you see his resilience.
You do.
His determination.
And it connects back to that idea that true masculinity isn't about denying those emotions. It's about learning to process them in a healthy way.
Yeah. To be vulnerable.
That's right.
To feel the full range of human emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that leads us to this theme of authenticity.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The novel emphasizes that again and again.
Being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Living in alignment with your values.
Right. Not letting those external pressures dictate who you are.
Yeah. There's that passage where the main character talks about trying to fit into a mold that wasn't meant for him.
Oh, yeah.
and how he found freedom when he embraced his true self.
That's powerful. It's a reminder that you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not.
Yeah.
Your true self is worthy of love and acceptance.
Absolutely. And when we live authentically, we inspire others to do the same, right?
Absolutely. We lead by example. I'm also noticing this tension in the book between individuality and the need for connection.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance.
It is. Forging your own path, but also recognizing that we need each other.
Right. We're interconnected. We need each other to thrive.
It seems like it's saying true masculinity isn't about rugged individualism.
No, it's about recognizing that we're stronger together.
Right. We're stronger together. And that's a powerful message.
Especially in a world that feels so divided.
It does. So divided. The novel also touches on finding meaning and purpose.
It does, and suggests that meaning can come from many different sources: family, relationships, work, serving others.
Right. And it's about aligning those actions with our values.
Absolutely.
To live a life that is both authentic and fulfilling.
You included this great quote by Viktor Frankl.
Oh, yeah.
Man's search for meaning is the primary motivation in his life, and not a secondary rationalization of instinctual drives. This meaning is unique and specific in that it must and can be individually and personally discovered and acted upon.
It's about asking those big questions, isn't it?
It is. Why are we here? What is our purpose? What legacy do we want to leave behind?
Yeah. And finding the answers that really resonate with us.
Absolutely. Answers that give your life meaning.
And it seems like the novel is saying that true masculinity isn't about conforming to any one definition.
Right. It's about embracing the diversity of human experience.
Right. Letting each man define what masculinity means to him.
Exactly. There's that great Walt Whitman quote that speaks to this. Do I contradict myself? Very well then, I contradict myself. I am large, I contain multitudes.
There are many different ways to be a man.
Absolutely.
And we should celebrate those unique strengths.
We should. The qualities that each man brings to the world.
And it feels like the novel is also encouraging men to step into their power.
It is. To embrace their leadership potential.
Yeah.
Use their influence to make a positive difference.
You included that Marianne Williamson quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. It's about recognizing that potential to make a difference.
Right. And then making the choice to use your gifts.
Yeah, to create a better world. Now, the novel also touches on self-care, right?
It does. And, there's that Audre Lorde quote you included. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it is self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare.
We can't pour from an empty cup.
We can't. We have to take care of ourselves.
Physically, emotionally.
I love it. Yeah.
Spiritually.
Yeah.
Now, the novel also explores male friendship.
It does. And it suggests that men need those deep, meaningful connections with other men in order to thrive.
There's a scene where the main character talks about his friends, how they've been there for him.
Yeah.
Through thick and thin.
Right.
And how those friendships have really helped him.
It's a good reminder that men need to feel seen.
Yeah.
Heard, understood by other men.
Absolutely.
Those bonds can be incredibly powerful.
They can. And those friendships can give you a safe space to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
To share your struggles.
Right.
To support each other.
Yeah.
They could be a source of strength.
Yeah. Of encouragement, of accountability.
Accountability, yeah.
And it's a huge part of navigating life's challenges.
It is. I'm struck by how the novel explores the balance between our masculine and feminine energies.
Right. It portrays men as these complex beings.
Right.
Capable of a wide range of emotions.
Right.
And that true strength comes from embracing that vulnerability, our empathy.
Right.
Our capacity for connection.
And that vulnerability is not a weakness.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's actually a source of strength.
Right. It allows us to connect on a deeper level.
Exactly. To build those meaningful relationships.
And, It makes me think about the novel's exploration of fatherhood.
Oh, yeah. The novel portrays fathers as playing such a crucial role
Yeah.
in their children's lives.
Right, and emphasizing the need for guidance and support.
And unconditional love.
Yeah, and there's a quote from the novel.
Oh, yeah.
A father's love is a powerful force that can shape a child's destiny.
It's a powerful reminder that our actions as fathers, they really have a lasting impact.
They do.
We have a responsibility to be the best we can be.
Absolutely, to be present.
Yeah.
Physically, emotionally.
And to create that loving and supportive environment where children can thrive.
Right. The novel also touches on the idea of legacy.
Oh, it does. It encourages us to think about what we want to leave behind.
You know, the values we embody, the impact we make.
It's not just about possessions or achievements.
Right.
It's about making a positive difference.
In the lives of others.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I also wanted to touch on the importance of self-care.
Oh, yeah. That's essential.
It is, and the novel really emphasizes it.
Right. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right?
So taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, spiritually, that's crucial.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Making time for yourself, engaging in activities that bring you joy,
Yeah.
setting those healthy boundaries.
That's so important.
It is.
Yeah.
And something else that stood out to me, you know, true masculinity, it's not about conforming to any one definition.
It's not.
Right.
No. It's about embracing that diversity.
Yeah.
Allowing each man to define what it means to him.
You know, there's that quote from Walt Whitman.
Oh, yeah, a great one.
Yeah. Do I contradict myself? Very well, then I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes.
Yeah, there are many different ways to be a man.
Many different ways.
And we should celebrate those unique strengths, those unique qualities that each man brings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm also curious to hear your thoughts on the novel's emphasis on taking risks.
Oh, yeah. Taking risks is so important. It's where true growth and fulfillment come from.
Right. And stepping outside those comfort zones.
Absolutely. You know, embracing uncertainty, embracing change, knowing that even if you fail, you're going to learn from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Having the courage to pursue those dreams.
Yeah.
Live a life that is full of adventure and purpose.
That's it. And, you know, the novel also celebrates the beauty and power of the natural world.
It does.
You know, there are those scenes where the characters, they find solace and inspiration in nature, connecting with something larger than themselves.
Right.
And spending time in nature, that can be such a powerful way to just reconnect with yourself. Find some peace and tranquility.
Gain a fresh perspective.
Yeah, a fresh perspective. It's a reminder that we're all part of something much, much bigger.
Yeah, we are.
Now, let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Talk about the role of responsibility in modern masculinity,
Right.
which the novel really highlights.
Okay.
You know, it portrays responsible men as those who take ownership
Right.
of their lives, their actions, their impact on the world.
It's about being accountable.
Yeah.
Reliable, dependable.
And making choices that align with your values.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stepping up and doing what needs to be done.
Even when it's tough.
Even when it's hard.
Yeah.
And contributing to the well-being of others.
Absolutely. And, you know, something that really struck me is how the novel emphasizes finding that balance
Right.
between your personal life and your professional life.
Yeah, it's not about sacrificing one for the other.
It's not. It's about finding a way to integrate them both
Right.
harmoniously.
Harmoniously.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the novel's exploration of fatherhood.
Oh, yeah. Fatherhood is a big theme. You know, the novel really portrays fathers as playing a crucial role
Right.
in their children's lives.
Yeah. And emphasizing that need to provide guidance,
Support.
unconditional love.
Unconditional love. And there's that quote from the novel
Yes, yeah.
that says, "A father's love is a powerful force that can shape a child's destiny."
It's true. It's a powerful reminder that our actions as fathers have a profound impact.
They do. And we have a responsibility to be the best that we can be.
We do.
Yeah.
And it's about being present,
Absolutely.
physically, emotionally.
For our children, offering guidance, offering support, and modeling, you know, healthy masculinity.
Now, one thing that stood out to me was this idea that true masculinity isn't something that is just given to men.
Right.
It's cultivated, earned through effort, through experience.
You're absolutely right. It's about taking responsibility for your own growth and development.
Right.
Facing your fears and striving to be the best version of yourself.
Right. And understanding that true masculinity is not about dominance. It's It's not about control,
No.
but about connection,
Yes.
vulnerability,
And empathy.
and empathy.
Right.
And that vulnerability is not a weakness,
Not at all.
but a source of strength.
It is.
The novel also seems to suggest that finding that balance between our masculine and feminine energies is key.
It's about embracing both our strength and our sensitivity,
Right.
finding a way to integrate those qualities harmoniously.
And the novel also explores male friendship and the role it plays.
Oh, yeah. Male friendships, so essential.
They are.
You know, they provide a space for vulnerability, support, shared experience.
It's about having those connections where you can truly be yourself.
Without judgment.
Without judgment.
Where you can rely on each other.
Through thick and thin.
Absolutely.
And those friendships, they can be a source of strength.
For sure.
Encouragement.
Accountability.
And accountability.
Right.
Yeah, so important.
It's a huge part of navigating the challenges of life.
You know, another thing that resonated with me was the exploration of fatherhood.
Yeah. The novel portrays fathers as having such a crucial role
Yeah.
in their children's lives.
Right. Providing guidance, support, unconditional love.
Unconditional love. And there's a quote from the novel that really captures this.
Oh, yeah.
It says, "A father's love is a powerful force that can shape a child's destiny."
Right. And it's a reminder that what we say and do as fathers has a huge impact.
It really does. It's a profound impact.
And it's our responsibility to be the best we can be.
Absolutely. We need to be present
Physically and emotionally.
for our children. Offer them guidance, offer them support, and, you know, be a model of healthy masculinity.
Right. And the novel really celebrates the natural world.
Oh, it does. It shows how connecting with nature can be so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, there are those scenes where the characters find solace, they find inspiration, they connect with something larger than themselves.
And that's what nature does, doesn't it? It helps us reconnect with ourselves.
Yeah.
Find peace.
Find peace, find tranquility.
Gain a fresh perspective on things.
Yeah. It's that reminder that we're a part of something bigger.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
Much bigger. And, you know, the novel also really emphasizes that importance of taking risks and stepping outside of our comfort zones.
Right. It suggests that that's where real growth comes from.
Exactly. Yeah.
And fulfillment.
Yeah. Challenging ourselves.
Right.
Embracing the unknown.
Being willing to try new things.
Absolutely.
Push ourselves.
And even, you know, embrace the possibility of failure.
Right.
As a learning experience.
And to have the courage to go after those dreams.
Yes.
Live a life that is full of adventure.
That's it. That's it. And, you know, I think the novel is also suggesting that true masculinity is about more than just individual achievement.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's about using those strengths to contribute to something bigger.
Exactly.
Our families.
Yeah.
Our communities. Our communities, the world as a whole.
The world.
You hit the nail on the head. It's about finding that sense of purpose
Yeah.
beyond yourself. Making a difference.
It's a positive difference.
A positive difference. Leaving a legacy.
Leaving a legacy. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected
Absolutely.
and that our actions have a ripple effect.
They do. And, you know, now let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about responsibility
Right?
in modern masculinity,
Yeah.
which the novel really highlights.
It does.
Yeah.
And it portrays responsible men as those who take ownership of their lives.
Their actions.
Actions.
Their impact.
Their impact on the world.
It's about being accountable, reliable,
Dependent.
making choices that are in line with your values,
It's about stepping up,
doing what needs to be done,
even when it's hard.
even when it's difficult, and contributing to the well-being of others.
Absolutely. Now, this is something that you brought up earlier, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
The novel emphasizes that balance between our personal and professional lives.
Right. Right. It's not about sacrificing one for the other.
Right.
It's about finding a way to integrate them both.
Harmoniously.
Yes, harmoniously.
And to find fulfillment and purpose in both.
In both. Yes, absolutely. And, you know, I'm also curious to hear your thoughts on the exploration of fatherhood in this novel.
Yeah. The novel portrays fathers as playing a crucial role.
A vital role.
A vital role in the lives of their children.
In the lives of their children, yeah.
And emphasizing guidance, support,
Unconditional love.
unconditional love. And there's that great quote
Oh, yes.
from the novel. A father's love is a powerful force that can shape a child's destiny.
Powerful words. And a reminder that our actions as fathers, our words, they really have a profound impact.
A profound impact.
A lasting impact. And we have a responsibility to be the best that we can be.
Absolutely. Be present.
Yes.
Physically, emotionally.
Physically, emotionally. for our children, offer guidance, offer support, and, really model healthy masculinity.
Right. One thing that resonated with me from all of this is the novel's message about authenticity.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's about being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Living in alignment with your values.
Right.
Having the courage to show up.
As our authentic self.
As your authentic self.
Flaws and all.
Flaws and all. It's about letting go of that need to be perfect.
Yeah.
And embracing who you are, even the messy parts.
The messy parts.
Yeah. And recognizing that true strength comes from vulnerability.
Wow.
From allowing yourself to be seen, to be known, imperfections and all.
The novel also gets into forgiveness, doesn't it?
It does. It highlights that holding on to anger and resentment, it really only hurts us.
It does.
In the end. And that forgiveness, both of ourselves and of others, is a powerful act of healing.
It is.
And liberation.
Letting go of the past, choosing to move forward.
Yes.
With compassion and understanding.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's so important.
It is. What strikes me is how the novel celebrates the human spirit.
Yeah.
Portraying it as resilient, capable of overcoming incredible challenges.
Yeah. And there's so many examples of characters who face adversity with strength.
With determination.
Determination, finding that meaning and purpose, even in the darkest of times.
And it's a powerful reminder that we all have that inner strength.
We do.
To navigate life's ups and downs.
And to come out stronger on the other side.
Stronger? Yeah, absolutely. And, the novel also touches on that balance between our masculine and feminine energies.
Right.
Embracing both our strengths and our sensitivity, our assertiveness and our compassion.
Finding that harmony.
Yes, finding that harmony.
It's beautiful. One thing that really resonated with me was the novel's exploration of that father-son relationship.
Oh, yeah, that's such a special bond. There are so many poignant moments in the novel that capture that complexity.
And that profound impact of this relationship.
It's about legacy, isn't it?
It is. The lessons they teach, the values, the love and support, and also the challenges.
Yeah.
The joys of navigating that unique bond.
Right. And the novel also encourages us to think about our own legacy.
It does.
The impact that we want to make on the world.
It's not just about possessions or achievements.
Right.
It's about that positive difference that we make in the lives of others.
And the novel also highlights the importance of mentorship.
Oh, absolutely.
Having a positive male role model can make such a difference in a young man's life.
It's about guidance, support, encouragement.
Right.
Modeling healthy masculinity in action.
And it's about that ripple effect.
Yeah.
Those who've been mentored go on to mentor others.
Absolutely.
Creating that chain of positive impact.
Such a beautiful thing. And something else that stands out to me is how the novel emphasizes living with intention.
Living with intention.
Yeah. Being mindful of our choices.
Being mindful.
Our actions. Striving to live in alignment with our values.
Making conscious decisions that support your well-being.
Yeah.
Contribute to a better world.
And the novel encourages us to be present in our relationships.
Absolutely. Put down the phones,
Disconnect.
Disconnect from all the distractions.
Yeah.
Be present with the people that you care about.
And listen deeply.
Listen deeply.
Offer support. Create those meaningful connections.
And the novel reminds us, too, about self-compassion.
Self-compassion.
Yeah. It's about treating yourself with kindness.
Right.
With understanding. We're all human.
We are.
We all make mistakes.
And it's about letting go of that self-judgment.
Yeah. Embrace those imperfections.
Right.
And, celebrate your strengths. Acknowledge your areas for growth.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
The novel also encourages us to find joy.
Yes.
In the simple things.
In the simple things. Appreciating the beauty that's all around us.
Yeah.
Savoring each moment. Cultivating a sense of gratitude for all that you have.
Yeah. Find those little moments of happiness.
Absolutely.
In our everyday lives.
Yeah. And allow yourself to experience joyfully.
So we've gone deep into this novel.
We have.
And these incredible quotes.
Some powerful words.
About masculinity. What is the biggest takeaway for you?
Well, I think ultimately the novel reminds us that true masculinity isn't about fitting into any one definition.
Right.
Or striving for some unattainable ideal.
It's not about fitting in a box.
Exactly. It's about embracing the full spectrum of our humanity.
Our strengths.
Our weaknesses, our joys, our sorrows, our light and our shadow.
It's about being present. Being authentic.
Living a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling.
Absolutely.
And it's about using your unique gifts and your experiences to make a positive impact.
It's been a great conversation.
It has.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into modern masculinity,
Yeah.
what final thought would you leave with our listener?
Well, I would simply say keep questioning, keep exploring, keep evolving, you know? The journey of self-discovery, it never really ends.
That's right.
So embrace it. And remember, you have the power to define what it means to be a man on your own terms.
Beautifully said. And to you listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope this exploration has sparked some new insights and inspired you to continue your own journey. Remember, you have the power to create the life you want and to make a positive impact. So don't be afraid to step into your greatness. The world needs your unique gifts. The world needs your authentic self.